Good evening, everyone. It has been a very interesting day and not a good way to start the week off. So things are going to definitely have to get to improve on that. But enough talk about me. A couple of things I was so excited and so waiting to talk to you about. The first thing, I The Shy. Okay, so I saw The Shy, and I think it's kind of cool that they're really touching upon issues that we are consistently dealing with when it comes to young girls, young black girls who are being kidnapped, and no one seems to be all that interested. And it also reflects in the community as our children are making these very poor decisions online. And how, because they're making these poor decisions and putting their bodies out there, talking about getting drunk and everything else, and granted, they're modeling other people's behavior, so I'm not even going to put it completely on just the teenagers, but because they're doing all of these things, people have a specific judgment as if they deserve to be kidnapped, they deserve to be raped, they deserve to be. And there's a scene of a bunch of girls in this house that are pretty much being sex trafficked. And it's unfortunate because there's this conversation like, I need to really help these girls. And they're like, yeah, but logistically, like, how can we help them? And it's like, I don't know. It's a weird thing, and the whole time I'm thinking like, okay, I hope that they do go back for these girls. Like, please do. Anyway, so you definitely have all of that's happening, and I just really think that this is turning into such a really poignant season, more so than the others. Okay, moving on. So I really highly encourage The Shy, like I really do. I've even seen some people online who are upset over The Shy because they think that it's not completely representing Chicago, and I think that is just, how can I say this politely? Like, I understand that people want people to represent the area. Like, I had where some shows may not represent South Los Angeles as well, and I get that, and you can be all in your feelings like you're not repping South Los Angeles all that well and all that other stuff, but you have to also realize that this is a TV show, and also it may not be the South Los Angeles that I'm aware of. And so South Los Angeles, especially when you're like, there's so much gang activity and all that sort of stuff, that's not the South Los Angeles that I know. But I'm not going to admit that that is other people's story. So I just hate when people want to find fault in even just good storytelling, because what it is good storytelling. Okay, number 2. Okay, so all last night I stayed up till about like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. I watched the show with my daughter, and unfortunately, like, she fell asleep and I kept watching. My bad. And so I felt guilty, so then I stopped. And then when she watched the show with me this morning, she's like, Mom, I don't remember seeing a couple of these episodes. And I was like, well, let's just keep moving. So she's gonna have to go back, and she did on her own channel, on Netflix account. Okay, my childhood. I am always have been a huge book lover. When I was a kid, I would hide books underneath the covers with the flashlight, and my mother would have to be like, take my flashlight, and then she couldn't necessarily consistently take all my books because I've always had so many of them. And then so she'd take one, and then I'd have another one underneath my pillow. And so she'd have to constantly come in my room until I actually went to sleep. My daughter does not have that gene for me, so it's really unfortunate that she doesn't have the love for reading like I did. Anywho, one book series was the Babysitters Club. And what's so fun about the Babysitters Club, there was, if I'm not mistaken, there was a TV series before, and it was okay. But what's so cool about the Babysitters Club, this Netflix, it relaunched the Babysitters Club, and it is the spirit of the Babysitters Club. Like, I loved it. Episode 1, I loved. Episode 2, I loved even more. Claudia is my girl. Like, I love my Claudia. Like, her room is to die for. And the thing is, there's a junior babysitters. And so, like, I not only read the Babysitters Club, but then I also read the Juniors Babysitters Club. It was for little readers. And so I read both of them. And so I'm just so excited. And you can tell, I was like, when are we getting season 2? Like, afterwards, the episodes are only 24 minutes long. And so we finished it in 0.0 time. Like, I just couldn't stop watching it. And I just absolutely love that they are staying true to the spirit of the books. On the last note, and actually, me and a colleague, we kind of got into it on this. I strongly dislike Charlie's Angels. It is finally available on Stars. And my daughter has been begging to see it since it came out in theaters, and I refused to pay for it. It came in theaters, it went out of theaters, it's had nothing to do with coronavirus, and it's been available for rent, and I refuse to spend even the rental fee of like $5.99 for it. I wanted it free and are included in my cable package, and so now it's available in my cable package, and I am just okay. The reviews killed this movie. It actually, interestingly enough, was made for like 50 million, and it made 73 million. So, my friend Mo Kelly, he's all about the numbers. So, I mean, I guess, I don't know if they expected it to do more. I don't see how they could expect it to do more, because you have, in the early 2000s, 2001 actually, you had Destiny's Child attached to Charlie's Angels, and you had Cameron Diaz, Lisa Liu, and names attached to it, right? This one, I think, this is why I'm so perplexed. Like, one of the girls, and this is the problem, her name is Naomi, and where do you know her from? From Aladdin. And for those of you who listen to me on Nerdorama, Aladdin was not it for me. Like, I mean, no. And I didn't think she was a good Jasmine. But, whatever. I didn't like it. And so to have Naomi as one of the main characters is like, really? Patrick Stewart, I guess, is the main character, but you wouldn't know that he's the main character because Charlie's Angels is and Charlie in this movie is a woman, so it's supposed to be flipping all of, instead of, okay, so for all the Charlie's Angels TV shows, movies, where it's, I will admit, more male, it's a little bit more misogynistic in its approach, because the girls are always scantily clothed, and the women are scantily clothed, and kind of unsuspected spies, right? So, and then the men are the ones who are in control of everything. So this is kind of like the trope. Well, this movie is supposed to flip it on its head and have the women in control of everything, and we're kind of passing over. So Patrick Stewart is retiring, and a lot of the old guard of the men are kind of leaving. The problem that I have with all of this is, let's just start with the worst photoshopped pictures that I have ever seen to try to make it seem as if Patrick Stewart was a part of Charlie's Angels all the way back in the 70s. And it's like, I know you could do better. You have the power to do better. So where is all this money going? So it's clearly the money is going to try to make everybody who has been attached, who's alive, and who's able to Charlie's Angels to be featured in some sort of way within the movie at one given point. The movie is 2 hours long, and it feels every bit of 2 hours. The storyline is kind of lackluster. One of the things about Charlie's Angels is that you're looking for the sexuality part aspect of this. It clearly they want to show this is geared towards my daughters, like our daughters, where they don't have to be sexual in order to be, good. Clearly that's what we're going for. Clearly we have lesbian tension here, which is perfectly okay, but they don't ever want to openly say it, which I hate that. Like, I hate that you make heterosexuality so visible and then you just minimize homosexuality. So, it's like, why can't they be equal? Like, if you're going to overly do the heterosexuality, why not overly do homosexuality on the same playing field? Do that. This movie would be good if it wasn't called Charlie's Angels. It was called Random Chicks Trying to Fight Crime. Or I don't know. So clearly the money went to all these people that you wanted to pop into the show to kind of make it pop. I beg of you, do not do a sequel. Do not do Charlie's Angels 2. I think Elizabeth Banks is the one who did the show. Please don't do a sequel. I'm asking. This is not a good sequel show. And on that note, I will see you all tomorrow with, I actually did watch the show, the home shows of Princess and the Bride, and we could talk about it tomorrow. Have a great afternoon and evening, and I will see you on the flip side.